Cha cha do cha do cha cha. Hey guys, level maximum here. I know it's been a little while, few weeks, maybe close to a month. I was going to do a video on the G2 roster with Hunter as IGL. I worked on it for a couple of hours, and I kind of just decided that it was a pretty shitty video. Really thought that that was going to be kind of a promising team, and I was going to look to them for some inspiration and creativity. And I watched one of their best of fives against, like, I think it was Vitality. And man, it didn't really inspire me with much passion. And I thought I don't know, I thought all the games were pretty bad. Um, so I just ended up not making that video. But we're here on CS2. I'm at, I think, the highest I've been. I'm going to try to hit 25K this season. I've been over 20K every season, which is why I'm going to be soft launching a Buy Me a Coffee page, which should be on screen now. Link in the description. It's got a little donation link if you want to donate. I'll put your name at the end of every video if you're like a supporter. You can feel free to ask some questions. I'll answer them in my videos. There's also a store section where you can purchase a Counter-Strike 2 demo review. It's listed at $12. I might lower it. I think 12 is fair though, because I know you can go to like certain pros or ex-pros and they charge like 40 to 50. So I thought $12 is like, I think that's pretty much a steal. That's a fourth of the price. I'm a pretty good player. I think my brain is a higher rank than my actual gameplay. So I think I can actually help other people get to higher ranks a lot faster. Like I basically think I can turn any player into a 15K Premier player, maybe even higher. I do think any player can hit 20K, but obviously it takes a little bit more. But yeah, like if you're like struggling, you know, below 10K, below 15K, like I think if you came to me for help, I could turn you into a good player. So that's on there too. And I'm kind of just here making this video because I want to try out the new bomb defusal thing. Okay, so pick CT. You're going to come over to the A site. What I would do, if you want to test this out on your own, learn how to open console, right? Hopefully you know how to do that. Type in SV underscore cheats true or cheats one. They both work. SV cheats is on. We're in a warm-up practice server. I have this. I'll put this in the description too. I don't care. I have some stuff on my profile for when I'm trying out grenade lineups and practice and shit. It's a big fucking spam message, alright?
Let's have it, lads.
It's a bunch of stuff. Helps you see, like, you know, bullet prediction, nades. So, if you want to try this, you're going to go in console. I'm using Mirage because I think it's the most, like, it's the first thing that comes to mind, basically, like, where this would probably matter. So type in MP underscore C4 timer, space, time in seconds, right? So I'm just going to put a bunch of 9s, so the bomb's really long, so I can keep tapping it, right? Then you're going to come into the corner, type bomb. Oh wait, is it plant underscore bomb? Okay, now the bomb's planted. Now I'm C4. So let's say you're in a 1v1. There's a guy playing post plant here, right? He's waiting for you to tap the bomb. He's playing tuck. Sometimes they go really far back. They play here, right? You're the C4. You're not the C4. You're the CT. You come up. You look ticket, right? You're like, oh, he's probably CT. Maybe you saw him cross when you were a cat, right? Bomb's here. So, how do we draw that guy out? Well, we could throw a deep nade, right? We could smoke the bomb defuse. We could go,
Laying down
right?
smoke.
We smoke it once. We tap,
I'm defusing the
right?
bomb.
And then we come outside the smoke. Bang. He's dead, right? Because he walked up, you know? Maybe he went jungle, but the bomb's not planted for jungle, so you just stick it. Now, I'm going to let that fade. Because this new update,
Defusing.
my M4 goes down, okay? It's kind of,
Defusing the
I
bomb.
think it's a little obnoxious.
Defusing.
And I thought it would be a really crappy update. I'm not going to lie. When I read the patch notes, I was like, that sounds awful.
Defusing.
Now, you already couldn't shoot. I'm shooting. Ready? I'm going to hold. I'm trying to shoot. I can't shoot. That was already a thing. Okay? I think the reason they implemented the new animation where the gun goes down is to show new players that they can't shoot. Because I'm sure people were holding it and they were doing this. And the guy would swing out, they would try to shoot, but they were like, oh, my gun didn't shoot. Oh my God, my gun didn't shoot. But they're trying to hold the bomb, right? Now, I think it's weird that even if I tap the bomb, it still goes down, but it doesn't matter because look. And then you let go.
Defusing.
It's almost instant. There's a 150 millisecond delay. Honestly, I don't find it too big of a deal.
I'm defusing the bomb. Defusing.
Now, it would be cool, in my opinion. One of my friends said that it would ruin pistol rounds. I don't know if I entirely agree with that. But let's say we were on a pistol round, or, you know, I had an M4 and I was in the clutch, and I want to be able to shoot while I'm defusing, okay?
Defusing.
Why can't I shoot with a pistol? Because I'm pretty sure when you see somebody defusing, I'll try to get some video of that. When you see somebody defusing, the diffuser is only held in the left hand, and then the wires come out,
Defusing
right?
the bomb.
I actually can't see the wires. Shouldn't I be able to see the wires? Or we can confirm it is a one-handed diffuse item. Okay? That's what we wanted to confirm. So we got it. Look at that knife glove combo with the M4 and the pink deagle too. This guy's got quite the setup. Are those dualies? Those are dualies. Damn, this guy's colorful, man. Damn! Damn! When did they remove that? Huh. Well, either way, the animation should be holding out a defusal kit with my left hand. So with my right hand, I should be able to shoot my pistol right now. That would be an interesting change, to be able to shoot while defusing with a pistol, I think would be incredible. Now, the other part of this update where, you know, there's animation changes, you used to be able to hold the bomb with the op and scope in, right? You used to be able to do this while defusing. And it would, I guess you could let go and then snipe. And I think that's kind of stupid that you could scope, because technically you have to turn the dial on the scope, right? So how am I defusing it with my left hand with the defusal kit, and I'm holding the sniper with my right hand? How am I dialing the scope? Right, so that doesn't make sense. I think that's a good change. But also it was used as like an audio cue to fake people out. So you would stick, and then you would scope, and then like this guy would be playing close, and he'd hear the scope, and he'd be like, ah, he's not defusing because he's scoping in on me. Why would I peek into the scope? And then you'd get the ninja defuse. Bomb defused. Right. So that's not a thing anymore. I think that's a good change. Honestly, I've played about 15 games since that update has come out, and I have not ran into an issue where this new animation has gotten me killed. I think it looks really ugly. I think like doing this looks stupid. I don't like that my hands and gun move. I don't, cause like throughout, you know, the entire time I've played CS, the gun is always where it is on the screen now. So I always know how close I am to the bomb based on where my gun is, where I can tap it. I know how far I can tap it. I know the angle that I can tap it, you know, like see, I'm a little far away, but I'm also not looking at it. I know where I can put my crosshair and defuse, so you can look up. I know how far I can't go, and I know that I can go here, right? But with the new animation changes, something you kind of have to relearn is how far. I guess you could just use the crosshair, but like sometimes situationally, like I will use the view model. I will use the gun in my hands to be like, can I touch this bomb, right? And if I can hold it, like there's certain boxes, like let's say the bomb was planted like here, okay, or here, all right? And I was top con, and you know the guy was looking at me. I might try to get as close to this bomb as I can, right? And I'll try to stick it, and then I'll turn into the box to like hide the wires, or maybe I have it smoked, right? And the bomb's here, and instead of sitting on the box, I'll come around on the smoke, and I want to know how far away I can get from the bomb without, you know, while still being able to defuse, so that this guy is spamming the box, and I'm actually on the left side of the smoke. Just knowing like how far away you are from the bomb and like exactly the angle you need. Like sometimes I'm like this, you know, I'll turn. I need to turn my head away from a flash, or I'm hiding my head from the guy peeking me. Like you need to know how far away you can look, and I feel like when the gun goes down to the ground, sometimes that is now a new small learning curve. It's not a big deal, because like I said, I played like 15 games already. And it actually hasn't impacted me a single round. Now, technically, there is a delay, right? I'm sure that at some point during a pro match, or one of my matches, that 150 millisecond delay will get me killed. And I'll be like, there's no way I just died like that. But honestly, if I'm getting killed, I probably overswung. Like, if I was faking the bomb, like, I probably overswung. Or I played it wrong or something. Or, like, we shouldn't have let the round get to this, you know, we shouldn't be losing rounds, like, based off of this millisecond diffuse thing.
Adding to it, but they're messing up so many things. Like, and it's the same stuff that you saw 6 months ago, 9 months ago, right? There's no improvements. Going to start losing your mind, right? And if it's the same player, so the problem is, you know, who is the to fault here? Which players are having problems with it? Is it the whole team? Then I don't know, change everyone, right? Because you can't play CS like this. You can't play CS if you can't convert 5v2s, if you are 7-1 up on a newbie CT side and you can't close out the game, right? It's just, and that's why Elige used the best word. It's tiring, of course. You know, he's jaded. That's why you see him react this way, because it's not a mistake in itself. It's the same mistake that happened the last tournament, and the tournament before that, and the tournament before that, right? And it's hard to keep up with all of that. And sure, it's not ideal for him to get frustrated in the game, but sometimes it is, you know, just lose your shit and go at the player and say, can we please? I'm not like, for the love of God,
relevant to the video, that new diffuse thing. We'll talk about it with this round right here from Overpass from my friend iWinter. So he's looking bank. I don't know who this guy is. High key, so I'm like, yo, come here. He came up ladder late. Now he's sneaking long. Now I'm planning. I think I tell him to hold my smoke or look bank or whatever. And then, like, after he soft checks it, or I'm done diffusing, like, I do think he should look long. I was holding my own smoke. I was trying to come in bank. This guy, good trigger discipline on this guy. So he taps. I hit him, what I hit him, 89? My friend's bottom bank. The bomb's planted for him in bank. I feel like he can just run up and kill him. Personally, he goes slow. Maybe I gave him Maybe I gave him a call out that I saw on death cam that he faked it and he was holding bank. Now, he didn't really fully... He was not prepared for this. I wish he was. I think I said he faked it because I saw it on death cam, right? I died, he tapped, and then he held bank instantly. So my friend like almost died. Like arguably he should have died here. He throws this flashbang.
I'm defusing the bomb.
It's a good flash. Now it landed behind the guy. I would have assumed that it was a good flash if I was him. And because this guy was lit 89, I think I said super low. I think I said he's tagged super low. So he's basically one shot. I think my friend knows that. He tapped the bomb, your bottom bank, you threw a flashbang, your gun's not out because you just threw a flashbang. The flashbang pops, you'd assume he's full blind, which means that if he does take a gunfight, he's not going to win because in your brain, he's full blind. Right? But this guy, you know, he's not blind, obviously. And he's sticking the bomb. He's already got a second down, and he hasn't heard a footstep. Now, he actually probably can't hear because he just got blinded, so he has no audio anyways. Because he's in this exact scenario where there's a big distance with lots of audio cues where you have to walk up metal steps, and a flashbang goes off. The CT is almost always going to stick this defuse. Because if he was full blind, like you wouldn't expect him to stick it because obviously if my friend swings, he's going to die, right? But that is the perfect window to defuse is when the other player who's not even really in a good position to stop the defuse as it stands right now, he's too far away. And if this guy thinks that he's off, right, and he's bottom bank and he's not going to move, then the CT basically has a free defuse. So that's why this guy's sticking it. Also, he's probably sticking it because, like, he's 11, maybe he's not, he's, 11 HP, maybe he's not confident, his team's broke. They're already losing pretty bad, arguably. So if he can get it to 8-10 and then the T's are broke, they can tie this game. So he's just like, fuck it, we're going to stick this and try to win the game. I think my friend didn't really realize that. Also, he lost a lot of his health when he didn't really clear it correctly. Because I did tell him that he was being held, and like maybe he just thought that it was more of a line that was like this way than a guy actually peeking down the stairs, which is fine. It's a slight oversight. So my friend shifts up the stairs, makes a step. Now, he never actually cleared the bomb, and I don't think he should have shifted because look at what's shifting. Remember, flashbang goes off. He's already under 4 seconds. He was at 3.9 something. Now this bomb defuse is done because the flashbang went off and he shifted up the stairs, made a single step, and went back. He kind of got outplayed in this moment. Because that guy is stuck. I mean, pros don't fake, you know what I mean? Bomb has been defused. Let's go back. That was really close though. It was super close. So he loses his health, sees him, flashes, goes bottom. That guy's blind, theoretically, has no audio. Like, flashbang goes off. Whether he's blind or not, that guy has no audio cues because the flashbang just popped in his ears. So my friend, I personally think, especially after he lost all of his health initially, that he should just run up and shoot him. Now he got one bullet. He got seriously one bullet to stop the defuse. Whereas if he ran earlier, the guy wouldn't have known he was running. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting round. It's an interesting round. I think let's look at this from the lens of we just read the patch notes, okay? And we assumed that there's a very large delay, or that it puts the diffuser at a very large disadvantage because his gun is not available after he taps the plant, right? This guy was already 1 HP. He was flashbanged because he you know, uh, not that he was blind, but he had no audio. So my friend could have ran up. And also, if he just tapped the bomb, let's say like you ran up the stairs like a little bit closer. If he just tapped it, technically, his gun's not available, right? For 150 milliseconds. So when you swing, you have a 150 millisecond advantage when you swing bank. Also, that guy has to tap the bomb here and probably turn around, right? Like, you can't really defuse this bomb while looking bank because of where it's positioned. Let's see how. So he kills me. He has to.
Defusing the bomb.
Wow, that was a quick turn though. He has to tap it at an angle and look over, right? So there is a delay. Like, he literally has to slide up. There's now a delay on his gun. Waits for my teammate. Creeps up. Sees him on a. I mean, you know, that's a cheesy angle.
I'm defusing the bomb.
Look at how he's defusing right now, bro. Does he have no M4 bullets? He did kill me and then spam him, and I don't think he reloaded, and I think that's what my friend was worried about, is that he didn't reload. Another thing, the M4 player has to reload, right? He's not going to stick the bomb. He doesn't have his M4. Now he's going to stick it because he's under the impression that you think he has to reload. You know, and he's got his pistol out now, and look at where he's facing. This bomb was positioned so that you can swing out bank and kill him, because that guy, you know, he can't really stick this. Like, it is not an advantageous bomb for him to stick. He looks away from the flash, and he's just got his head turned. I mean, this guy was sitting still for like 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And it was really close. Like, it was super close. But I feel like I feel like my friend probably didn't need to wait the full 5 seconds. Like, he probably could have waited like 3 seconds and just swung out full confidence. And if we lost that round, we lost that round. But like, to lose in this fashion kind of sucks, right? Because that guy, the way the bomb's angled, it's angled towards the truck, so he can't even look bank. Like, he legit, I don't even think you can defuse that bomb while looking bank unless you're staring at the floor, which means you need to pick your M4 up from the floor. Kind of difficult, right? And now there's an animation for his gun to be down, and then when he stops defusing, there's a small delay before he can shoot. Like I said, we tested it before. Now we know it's not really a big delay, but in this moment, I think me and him were both under the assumption that it was a very bad update with a large delay. So I feel like my boy should have swung that. But overall, I think it's another good change. Like, I read it and I was like, oh, that seems like a bad change, but maybe it's a good change. Maybe it's a good change. Curious to see what else they're gonna do. Curious to see what's gonna happen for the major. Let me know what you guys want to see on the channel. It's kind of been a weird point on the channel where, like, I've been playing a lot of CS, but I'm still interested in making some outdated textbooks. That's my little series, right? I'm still interested in doing that. But I don't know. I played a little bit of Siege, right? There's some Siege videos on my channel, and like, that game, the matchmaking was really bad for that game. I think it still is. Like, there's just a lot of cheaters. It's not fun playing against 5 stacks. The game's a complete grind because rank 2.0 sucks. So like, I've been kind of staying away from Siege. And then CS, I enjoy CS. I think the maps are kind of stale. But like, I've moved past that, obviously, because I've been playing a lot recently. I could, again, like, I could like help you guys like learn maps and stuff, but like, to be honest, I think I'm qualified to do that to some degree, just not the best degree. Like, I can help someone get better. I can fix a lot of their issues. I can fix their rotations, their utility usage, their decision making, their mentality, in game, out of game. I can tell you where you went wrong, what you could do better. I could give you a lot of options. And I'll do that in my outdated textbook videos. Like I'm not gonna go out of my way to make a video on like how to play Mirage. Like no, I'll just tell you how to play like this one section of Mirage. I'll tell you what's available to you in this one section, and that's what the outdated textbook is about. Now, the one on Dust 2 is a little long. I would still watch it. I think it's helpful if you're a B anchor to see like my perspective. I'll make another one though. I was thinking. What was I thinking? Recently I was thinking Mirage Middle. Damn, wait. Damn, yo, this map's kind of crazy. Hold on. Damn. Damn, bro, what I would kill to be here right now fishing. That looks good. Maybe I'll put one of those on screen for you guys.